Wait, the project is due tonight? Aw, shit.
As of May 2021, there have been over 150 million confirmed COVID cases and over 3 million deaths. In response, governments have leveraged unprecedented policies such as stay-at-home orders, gathering restrictions, and mask mandates. Although the purpose of these policies is obvious, it's not fully apparent just how effective these measures are in reducing the spread of COVID. The motivation of our project is to integrate government policy data with vaccination rates and COVID case counts in order to quantify the effectiveness of the various preventative measures.
We drew from 6 different datasets to create our model. The first dataset contains the number of recorded COVID cases by state on any given day. The second dataset is the Oxford Government Response Tracker, which contains data about the type and severity of COVID prevention policies by state. The third and fourth datasets track the distribution of vaccines by state, one for Moderna and the other for Pfizer. The fifth and sixth datasets are mobility datasets provided by Apple and Google. These track how much people are walking, driving, using public transit, or moving to various locations like workplaces and grocery stores.
Next, we cleaned the data and organized it into a single dataset. We decided to only consider data from March 1st, 2020 to February 28th, 2021 for a total of 365 days. This gave us a total of 18,250 training instances. We also performed some feature engineering. First, we transformed the new cases feature into a 7-day moving average feature to smooth out the dataset. Some states don't conduct COVID testing on weekends or holidays, and we didn't want to risk throwing off the model based on a few instances of 0 new COVID cases. Second, we chose to modify the label data. Originally, we considered predicting the total number of new cases within the next 7 days, but we decided that a model predicting an absolute number could be easily skewed by large populations, so we instead chose to predict the percent change in new COVID cases from any given week to the following week. Third, the vaccine dataset reports the number of vaccine allocations on a weekly basis, but we chose to spread out those numbers across the entire week by dividing the given number by 7. And finally, we combined the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine datasets by adding them together.
Next, we began to experiment with different machine learning models. We trained all models so that they can predict the case count into the future given the current restriction, mobility, and vaccine data. Initially, we tried a linear model since it's the simplest and easiest to implement. The linear model yielded a cross-validation RMSE of 0.669, indicating that, on average, the prediction for the percent change in COVID cases from last week to next week was off by around 67%. Not very good. Another model we tried was a random forest model, which eventually gave us a better RMSE of 0.158. However, these types of models aren't the best fit for our goal of predicting COVID cases far into the future. So next, we try to use a recurrent neural network, or RNN, which is better suited for time series data. This graph shows our preliminary model's predictions of California COVID cases. Not too bad. Finally, here's the last model we tried. Oh, wait, sorry, that's the wrong one. I meant to show you our long short-term memory model, or LSTM. The LSTM model uses 2 weeks of historical data to make predictions for any given day. Out of all the models, the LSTM model performs the best. Here it is predicting Virginia COVID cases, where all Virginia data was completely removed from the training data.
Our LSTM model does a good job of forecasting future cases under a certain set of conditions. This provides insight into the effects of various COVID restrictions. For example, what is the predicted impact of enacting a stay-at-home order or lifting a gathering restriction? The results of this project directly benefit the state of Virginia as they will provide better insight into forecasting of COVID cases and inform policymakers as to which measures are more effective than others.
Overall, we are happy with our model's performance. One issue inherent with the dataset is that restriction policies get amped up when COVID cases rise. Because of this, our linear and random forest models associated restriction policies with increases in COVID cases, which goes against our intuition of how preventative measures work. As for future work, we'd ideally like to look into graphical causal models, which would allow us to combine our understanding of cause and effect relationships along with the large quantities of data we have to infer more accurate causal relationships between the various features.
Thank you for watching.